All right, hello and welcome everyone to another Legends Reborn AMA with the developers. I got our usual crowd here, Govin, Kimo, and Junwei, and you guys can go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hey everyone, my name is Govin, Gofu on Discord. I'm the design director at KFF. Over to you, Kimo.
Hi, I'm Kimo. I'm Undead Pixels on Discord and everywhere else that you can find me. I'm a lead designer on Legends Reborn. And here's Junwei.
Hey, I'm Junwei. Also Cryos on Discord and in game. Yep. So junior designer in this game. So yep.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much. Thanks for being here, guys, and to talk about Legends Reborn. It's been a bit since our last update, so really excited to hear what's new. And I guess we'll pass it off to Kimo to give us an overview.
Yep. So unfortunately, we had a technical difficulty. We can't show live gameplay footage at the moment, but I think we have some screenshots that we can share while I talk about some of these new features that will be in the next playtest. So what we're seeing here is just not the best thing to show in a screenshot, but we've implemented some new summoning animations. You can see the character on the right is being summoned, and now they're playing little special animations when they come out. That's like a kicks off their combat phase. It's pretty cool. I wish we could show it on video, but this is where we ended up.
It's a pretty skilled screenshot, by the way. You caught it right at the animation. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like the golem, like all his rocks are spread out and they like slam together and form the golem as he plops down on the board.
So every creature has its own unique summon animation, right? How they summon out of the card is different, correct?
Yeah, definitely. It's cool. Like the Kraken is like clawing his way out of the depths of the ocean and like pulling himself up out of the card. It's very cool. Play the next playtest. Check them all out.
We should get some little clips for Discord maybe to put on there to share later after this.
Clips, yeah.
Yeah, if you can.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Definitely, we'll do that for sure. Let's see. This screenshot is showing we have NFT rarity fully functional on the creature cards now. So you can see I have multiple air elementals in the screenshot I have a common, I think that's an uncommon and legendary. They have their own utility, which I think if you go to the next screenshot, we show a legendary air elemental. His utility on the left, you see he has all those enchanter slots, which is totally standard, but then 5 of his 6 slots are dual slots. And if you compare him to the common air elemental, who only has a single dual slot, so much more restricted in the types of cards that they can use. Very interested to see in this playtest people using the creature NFTs, how they feel about the balance between a common NFT versus a more rare. And hopefully it's fun and interesting to create different decks based on what NFTs you have.
And just to clarify, the free-to-play one is the one with the silver border, right? That's the last image that we saw, right?
I did not grab a screenshot of free-to-play, but yeah, so the free-to-play has a silver border. You can kind of see them in the background of that screenshot. They only have a single class, so there's no dual slots at all in the free-to-play characters.
Right.
Don't have a screenshot for this, but I'll just mention the deck building rules. We've updated the visuals of when a card can be used 1, 2, or 3 times in a deck. So again, look for that. We'll have a video on Discord soon after this AMA that shows some of those details as well.
You also have card rarity, right? Like basically certain cards are rarer than the others in terms of action card, and therefore you can only use certain limitations based on that rarity, right?
Yes, absolutely. So the way it's driven is the rarity. So rare cards are more limited. You can only have one in a deck, even if you have multiple creatures that are able to equip that card. Whereas a common card, you can have up to 3 copies spread across 3 different creatures.
Yep. So that's another interesting, and I think that segues well into the next feature we're going to talk about.
All right.
Let's see what
Is it the action card feature?
we want to talk about. Gotcha.
Sure.
Yep.
So we're having a store feature right now. So there's going to be free packs that you can claim every day. But basically, every card pack offers 6 cards. There's also card rarities. So like that follows deck building rules, but Kimo can explain that in a little bit. But basically, you keep drawing cards. I think it's just to supplement your deck when you have like what do you call that? If we limit the cards that we give for free to play, so that's basically where your cards will come in.
Yes, another thing I'm excited about with this playtest is not everyone's going to have the exact same set of cards.
Yep.
Now that we have the system, we're going to give you a much smaller base set of cards to begin with. You'll be able to do a few card pack opens. And then everybody will have at least slightly different card sets. So it'll be interesting to see how the balance works when everybody's not on the perfectly level playing field.
Yeah, and yeah, all this is animated. Like we don't have the video playing, but when you open it, there's a little animation, and then you see the 6 cards, and you have like VFX on it. Is there there's no consistency in terms of what you get from the packs, right? Like rare, it's common, uncommon, and rare. Those are the 3 rarities, right?
Right.
Yep. And to be clear, the 3 rarities for action cards, they have no relation to NFT rarities. Like they don't follow the same paradigm as the Gala NFT standards. So there's only the 3. They don't directly relate to a common action card is not the same as a common creature.
Right.
We use a different icon to help reinforce that. Hopefully it's not too confusing. If we get a lot of feedback, we'll try to come up with different terminology.
Also on that, Kimo, what is the kind of the philosophy behind making a card uncommon, common, or rare? Like, is it how frequently you get it, how powerful it is? Like, what's the design philosophy behind it?
So what we want to do with rare cards is it's not necessarily that they're more powerful. It's that they're more specific to a situation. Is the ultimate goal. I don't think we're there yet, but it's the philosophy that we're working towards. Is that if it's a card that everyone needs, that like you kind of just need a few of these in your deck, like some attack cards or some magic attack cards. Like those should be common. They should be easily accessible, and cards that you just use anytime you want, right? Like this just boosts attack power. There's no conditions to it. That can be a common card. What we want to be a rare card is something that's a little bit more specific. Something like the attacks that are based on how many buffs you have. So in order to fully utilize the rare card, you need to kind of build your decks and your creature composition around that rare card's behavior to fully exploit it. We don't want you to just have a deck of nothing but rare cards. Those should be less effective than a well-crafted deck that's kind of feeding into what the rare wants to do.
Got it. Okay, yeah, makes sense. That's pretty standard for most CCGs, right? Like that's how Magic does it. That's how LOR also does it, right? Like it's that philosophy is pretty common, right?
I think so. Yeah. You don't. It's not always like a power scale thing, right? Power's questionable depending on the situation, the layout of the board, what you're up
Right.
against. So you can't just say, oh, this does double damage, so make it like more powerful. There's always got to be
Yep.
conditions.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
We got a
One thing
question.
I'm sorry.
We have a question
well-
in Discord from a user who said that asking, are the cards NFTs or are they not NFTs? The action cards.
So right now the action cards are not NFTs yet, and we don't have a way to convert them at the moment. The plan is that, and you've seen a few of them, I believe we call them scrolls of minting. There's a NFT that's available now that you can hold on to until we get support for it, but you'll use that scroll of minting to turn any one of these cards into an NFT. So the amount of action cards that can be NFT'd are limited by the amount of scrolls of minting that are available. And so these won't be tradable at all until they're minted by someone that has a scroll of minting.
Thanks. All right, Junwei, sorry.
Right. I was gonna say this, but I also see someone asked. But for now, for this playtest, we will have the hard currency or the dragon stones, we're calling them for now, regenerate on a regular basis. So like if you spend all of your dragon stones, you'll come back the next day and it will go back to 400 and you can spend all of it again. So that's the plan.
Yeah, but don't get too invested in these. This will go away. This is we are not fully live right now, so your progress will be blown away at the end of this playtest. So yeah, but come back and yeah, keep opening that gacha, see how that feels like. We're definitely checking out that feature.
Yep.
What else?
Right.
So we don't have screenshots for this, but another thing that'll be in this playtest is damage prediction improvements. It's a lot cleaner now, which you'll see in the playtest. There was a lot of bugs before. Basically, you'd have like a double attack, and we'd kind of preview damage, but it would only show one attack's worth of damage. We've kind of rewritten that whole system. It's extremely accurate now. It shows you exactly how much damage you're going to do. Enemies that are going to die get a skull on them, so it's very clear that they're not going to be left with 1 HP. I know that was a very frustrating at times. So it's clear when they're going to die. It's clear how much damage you're going to do. Hopefully, that's the goal, anyways. When you do an area attack, you get the prediction for the whole area. Also, since we implemented the auto end turn feature, we're also now like if you're doing an attack and it's the end of your energy, that you're using the last of your energy, the end turn button will flash also as part of the prediction. So like, oh, after this is going to be my last move. It's going to end my turn. That's only if you have auto end turn enabled. But what else is it predicting? It'll show you like if you'll get frozen. If an enemy has frost armor and you're doing a drag attack at them, you'll see the icon flashing over your character that after this attack, you're going to get frozen. Hopefully this makes decision making easier. It makes the game play faster. Like people won't have to do so much calculations in their head is the hope.
Oh, one thing it won't predict is critical damage, I guess. So since that's chance based.
Yes,
That is done
it does.
slowly.
It always shows you the minimum that you're going to do if there's a range for anything with a chance. Yeah, absolutely.
I think one more thing was like if you end turn and then there's like poison or plague on the creatures, they will show the damage that it would do the next on the start of the turn. I think that's in this version as well.
It's a good catch. Yeah, so I believe if you just hover your mouse over the end turn button, and there are things like enemies are poisoned, you'll see that damage get predicted before you click end turn. So I think it makes the game a lot faster. Just you're not double checking so many values in the back of your mind or being worried waiting to hit that button. what else is changing? I think we've got new game board as well that has a little more animation in it. It feels a little more alive.
Yeah, I saw the screenshot you had up earlier where it had like more vegetation on the board, like grass. Seemed like maybe it's a druid board, or I'm not sure what that was, but it looked pretty cool.
Yeah, grass and trees, and I think they blow in the wind.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean that's part of like our polish push. We realize that we want to make at least one board that looks really good in terms of how alive it is. So I think the art team is like, basically let's make one board really good, really polished, and it looks alive. That was like the mission statement. So this will be that first attempt. Take one board and make it look really good. But yeah.
For anyone that owns a Coliseum, not the Grand Coliseum. The Grand Coliseum's been in the game for a while, but I believe in this build also the regular Coliseum is available to play in. So get your rank up and check it out. It's pretty cool. It might be my favorite right now.
Yeah, looks really good. Great. Okay, so I think that's all the features for this playtest. I can do the quick dev update that normally I write up, but I think the big one for us last week was the desync bug. It's been a thorn on the side for some time now, for over 3-4 weeks. I think last week we finally made some good progress against it. We aren't really seeing it too much. There are a few issues that we don't see too often. It's still kind of there. I think one of them is there's this bug we see where on the first turn, the as soon as you place your creatures, the game does not know that turns have ended. So we are seeing that occasionally, but overall, I think the engineering team and even us are feeling pretty good about the desyncs. Hopefully, we don't see them anymore. And kind of what I mentioned in Discord, if we don't see that bug, we can make that really consolidated push to get more players into the game, because that was really what was holding us back. We thought we'd be further ahead, but that desync bug really pushed back our plan. So while the core tech team was figuring the desync bug, the feature teams have been building on Battle Pass. Battle Pass is essentially that feature where you keep getting points towards a bunch of milestones, and those milestones can be currencies, action card. We also give you seasonal creatures which you can use for an entire month and a half, similar to free to play. We've had some issues with our tutorial, the plan. So we are getting a really simple tutorial. We also feel like PC players don't really like those those really long, preachy kind of tutorials. So we're trying to keep it as light as possible, as basic as possible. But yeah, we'll see what you guys feel about it. Yeah, we're also on the fence about, are we teaching too much or too little? Besides that, there is a big UI polish task that we're starting to do. I think the art team has finally said, okay, I guess no more gameplay changes, so we can really look at another pass at the UX for the battle scene. And then finally, yes, like I said, if this playtest goes well, we are, Gala and us are talking about plans for distribution. How do we get more players in the game? But that's the next phase. How do we get more people playing our game? Because I think we're at a spot where we feel the product is kind of speaking for itself. It's fun to play. It's got the features it needs. So yeah, but yeah, hopefully no bugs. That's what really is going to make or break that plan. But yeah, that's kind of the dev update for the last 2 weeks. What do you, Kate?
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, everyone. I'll check here, see if we have any questions from the community. I think there was one on Discord or YouTube that was asking about the venues. I think you mentioned the Coliseum is going to be in this upcoming playtest. But any updates on, I guess, more venues being in the game or anything with those in general? I don't think we do, but not yet. Oh, I think you're muted, Chemo.
Sorry about that. No updates on new venue features. Just that the Coliseum, the art for the Coliseum is in, so you can see the 3D world and play there and see how it feels different from the Grand Coliseum.
Sounds great. Here on YouTube, we have some recommendations, also questions. First up, the playtest is happening on Thursday this week, which is in 2 days. And I guess the recommendation of making a YouTube series to explain the game, which I think we sort of did some videos, but I think, yeah, maybe some more easy to digest how to play might be pretty useful, I think.
Yeah, I feel like Web3 Gaming TV and Shadow Knight, they've been putting out videos on how to play because I don't know, maybe that's not good enough or it's not posted. Maybe you need to surface it somewhere better. But I think there were videos last time that explain how to play. Because yeah, we don't have pre-made decks. Right? We took that feature out because it was kind of messing with our other features. But we'll get that back in where you jump in and you have a deck ready for you to play. Right? I think that will be the big change. And right now, you got to make your own deck, which is challenging for a bunch of players. I feel.
Yeah,
definitely. Well, cool. I don't see too many other questions here. I'm gonna check Discord again. Anything else? Any other updates that you guys missed? It's been a while since the last AMA, but that's good.
I just want to say thanks to everyone that stuck with us through the last playtest. I know it was super painful. It is much appreciated, and everything you guys did really helped us squash the bugs. So
yeah, for sure. All those logs.
Well, great. Well, thank you guys for joining us this evening. Thank you everyone for watching. If you have any questions and you're watching this after the fact, go ahead and pop into our Discord. These guys will be in there answering questions and talking about the game. So please come by and drop a message, and we'll talk later on. Thank you, everyone, and we will see you at the tables.
There you go.